7 countries in the Middle East, and we'll take them down one at a time. And Iran will be the last. So then the Israel lobby freaks out and says, people quit saying we're involved in 9/11. That's ridiculous. Then the Israel lobby saying, boy, we sure need to do 9/11. That's just the medicine America needs. That's the punishment for not serving Israel properly. And you got Israel trying to take over U.S. military and defense and the current Defense Authorization Act. And then you've got Israel openly saying, we'll primary anybody that doesn't do whatever we say, like Thomas Massey.
Yep.
And then you've got Israel, every time we get a peace deal with Iran, attacking Iran and or Lebanon or other areas. That's part of the peace deal to not do that. You don't have Hezbollah firing at this time and breaking the ceasefires. And then U.S. News says, oh, my God, Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz again.
Holy crap. So, all right. So this guy, Ben Sabati, he says, maybe the U.S. needs another Pearl Harbor 9/11 to remember who is the enemy and who is the friend. Like, that is crazy to say. So because we're trying to get a peace deal with Iran, you guys think that we need another 9/11? So what? We can just be in continuous war in the Middle East? Do you see what they really want, guys? It's kind of obvious. Well, let's see here. The U.S. is going to regret acquiescing to, we most likely are. But to Iranian demands and to include Lebanon in this MOU, this linkage is one of the biggest mistakes. But, here's the problem, though. It gets us closer to peace in the Middle East, which you guys want is going to cause further destruction in the Middle East and cause more lives to be lost because Israel is recklessly bombing Lebanese people. But, all right, good luck for U.S. to handle Iran regime terrorists. I hope for the U.S. administration to remember who is the enemy and who is the friend. Well, I'll tell you right now, bro, Iran ain't our friend. Neither are you guys. Trust me, I'm starting to wonder what country is really our friend out here.
They broke the ceasefire. No, they didn't. Netanyahu launched hundreds and hundreds of strikes, 150 on Friday, hundreds more yesterday in Lebanon, vaporizing entire neighborhoods. So they're the ones doing this. It's just a fact. Controlling or trying to control our foreign policy. And as Trump said, he's really gotten disappointed and lost a lot of respect for the Israeli hardliners. Well, I'm not going to say who he said to access. Well, but Netanyahu's really, needs to have a little bit of sanity. I'm trying to keep Netanyahu a little sane. That means he is insane. That's what Trump's saying. So, see, I said how this would go 115 days ago when it started. I was right. The strait's closed. The middles didn't fall. And now Trump is talking like me. So for all of you out there, it's only 20, 30% of you that are mad at me and said I was panicking and it was all going to work. And every time the peace deals happen, you say, see, and then it falls through because Israel blows it up. I said on Friday, I bet Israel attacks this weekend. They didn't even wait. An hour after they signed the agreement, Israel did, with Hezbollah in Lebanon, they attacked. So here's a powerful statement from J.D. Vance. Don't play games with us. You risk losing everything. Trump is your last ally. The whole world already hates you. Here's the clip.
True. I don't know if Israel understands this, but the entire world, like, bro, you want to sit there and deny the genocide, but the entire world recognizes you guys committed a genocide in Palestine. The entire world. You go around the world and you ask people what happened in Palestine, they're going to say the IDF, Israel committed a genocide. So as much as you want to sit there and, sure, you got control of our media to brainwash us, but not the world media. And that's what's low-key catching y'all up, is the world speaking out against what you're doing and looking at us crazy for defending it. Like, that's just the crazy reality of it. Like, the world condemns Israel, and they're looking at the United States kind of sideways, going like, well, let me real with you. You guys don't do this. So what the hell are you doing defending it? And they're right. What the hell are we doing defending this?
What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you've seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the president of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world.
And by the way, they got the former head of the IDF, the former heads of Mossad on Israeli TV saying the same thing. But notice the Israel lobby doesn't attack them and say, oh, they're anti-Semitic. Oh. No, they attack yours truly. I'm a panicking. I'm a low IQ. No, I'm ahead of the curve. I've done my homework. The dog didn't eat my homework. I did it.
Yeah.
Here's a member of Netanyahu's.
I mean, let's be real, though. If you just knew anything about geopolitical affairs, Middle Eastern history, anything like that, you would understand why this war turned out the way it did. And if you understood any of that, you kind of seen everything from a bird eye view since day one. Day one, I knew if we kept this up, this was going to be the end result. Why? Because I've read up on Iran, I've read up on our history in the Middle East, I've read up on Israel. It's like, guys, when you understand everything that's going on in the Middle East, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. But when you sit there and you believe the propaganda that America feeds you, trust me, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be lost as hell. Like a lot of you guys are lost with this whole Iran peace deal. Like you're lost. You don't understand how Iran is getting this much. You don't understand why they're getting all these benefits. Why? Because whatever P. Hegseth and Donald Trump was telling you about our progress in the war was a lie.
Parliament, member of Parliament, chucks his MAGA hat and says this is much better and puts on his Likudnik Israel First hat. Here it is.
Damn. Israel First. Damn, couldn't even put it in English.
But that's what it was always about. Here's Israel's main opposition leader, Yair Lapid, says Netanyahu sold Trump a lie about the Iran war that we're now paying the price for. He did not present them with the risk, not the impact on energy markets, not the issue of the Strait of Hormuz, not Lebanon, and above all, not the fact that he did not actually know how to bring down the regime. But they said it would fall. They had agents inside that it wasn't going to happen. That's been confirmed by Netanyahu, admits it.
Oh, damn. So, yeah, an Israeli opposition leader, pretty much an Israeli politician, Netanyahu sold Trump a lie about the Iran war that we're paying now, that we're paying the price for. He did not present them with the risks, not the impact on the energy markets, not the issue of Hormuz, not Lebanon, and all. Bro, let's be real. Now, he's right. Like, he didn't let's be real. He said that, oh, yeah, we can knock them out in 4 days to 2 weeks. So you don't got to worry about the Strait of Hormuz, or you don't got to worry about the energy markets because we'll knock them out before that becomes a problem. And that didn't happen. And of course, he didn't include Lebanon because, I mean, how crazy would it be to tell us, oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and drag you into this war with Iran. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to go ahead and put boots on the ground in Lebanon and break the ceasefire with Hezbollah and then claim self-defense. Like, come on, can you imagine selling that to the president? It'd be insane. But then I don't know, maybe he'd buy it.
And so it wasn't going to work. And then it turns the whole world against Israel and by extension the United States and destroys Trump's recovery. Here's that clip. Here's the list of failures. The list of 13 number.
And shout out to my man Elm. He says, bro, I'm from Galveston, born and raised, served in the Navy and Army with 4 years of deployment. Hey, bro, I appreciate your service. And I know firsthand experience that Islam is extremely evil. No, you know from firsthand experience that radical Islam that we created through our interventionism is extremely evil. So, and like I said, you're not going to go out there and sit there and say everybody in Iraq was evil and wanted to kill y'all. Like, let's just be real. And I mean, did you guys not go in there and destabilize their entire home? And like I said, bro, I appreciate everything you've done for our country, but let's not play dumb. Let's look at our history in the Middle East. Like, we created the radical Islam that you had to fight, that you probably lost friends and family to. So trust me, I appreciate your service, but bro, let's not do surface level thinking here. We understand why radical Islam exists. We destabilized their country. They have, like, bro, we destroyed opportunity for millions of people. And you think they're just going to sit there and not become radicalized and understand that it was because of us and we constantly do it? Like, come on now. At a certain point, we just can't sit there and pretend like we're the victims of radical Islam. So, bro, through our intervention in the Middle East, we created radical Islam. Period, point blank. I mean, they didn't want nothing to do with us until our support or our over support with it for Israel and our intervention in these other countries. And isn't it kind of funny how all the Muslim countries that are doing well, we never invaded? I mean, shouldn't that tell you something right there? But like I said, man, you got to understand why radical Islam exists. They don't exist just because they're Muslim. They exist because, one, they're Muslim, and we've threatened their sovereignty. We've threatened their very way of life. It is what it is. I mean, you can sit there and feel good about them and be like, oh, well, fuck it, we won. And I mean, hoorah. but let's not sit there and forget the consequences of our actions now. And we can't complain about them while we were celebrating them in the beginning.
This is how they reminded me of it. The war of the...
But I do got to give you that shout out, though. So appreciate the support, my man. He says, are there radical Christians? Yes. Yeah, they're called Zionist Christians. They're called Christian Zionists. Those are radical Christians. Christians that literally believe it's okay for Israel to take land from Arabs so they can bring in the second coming of Jesus, to destroy the elects of Hamas, to sacrifice a cow, to bring in the second coming of Jesus, bro. Yes, Christian Zionism. That's radical Christians right there. Or guess what else? What about those two boys that were white Christians that said in their, what was it? Their manifesto. Remember the two white boys that went in there and shot up the mosque? Yeah, they said that whites and Christians are the best thing on this earth. So what did that make them? There you go. Radical Christians. Thing is, though, we don't like to talk about it. We don't even, we got radical Christians all over this place, but we don't talk about it. Why? Because we're too busy focusing on Muslims, and we don't like to sit there and look ourselves in the mirror for the atrocities that we do ourselves. Period, point blank. But all right, though, let's get back to it.
13 failures. Failure number one, he sold the Americans a deal in which the regime would fall. He didn't show them the risk, the map, nor the price of energy market, nor the Gulf of Oman, nor Lebanon, especially not the fact.
I mean, the Crusades weren't radical Christians either. You know, they walked in and killed Christian, Jews, and Muslims alike. Innocent ones, by the way, innocent ones. And the Muslims, they came in and they actually allowed the Jews and the Christians to live under them peacefully. And I know what you're saying, but what about the tax? Yeah, okay, there's a tax, but the Crusades came through and killed them. So it seems like the Muslims are way more merciful and way more peaceful than the Christians were.
Didn't really know how to overthrow the regime. And then when the deal didn't materialize, he lost the trust in the middle of the war. Look at Trump's announcement yesterday about postponing bombing. And he just goes on to the other 12 points. In fact, can you guys find the full 12? I want to post all 13. Even if we don't do it live on the show today, when we post this to X and Rumble and everywhere else, everybody else posts it everywhere else, because they don't let me post. They don't let us post other than X and Rumble. And we also...
Bro, do you know what we've done to women and children, bro? Throughout Christian, monarchies? You know what they were doing to women and children? World War II. I mean, bro... Did you see what happened to the Germans, Christian Germans, by the way, raped, killed by the hundreds and thousands, by their own kind? That's what I'm saying. It's dude, you choose to ignore one side, and so that's all you see is radical Islam. Really, you don't see how, throughout history, there's been some radical Christians that literally went out there on the word of the most peaceful man in history, which is Jesus Christ. You went out there on that man's word and went and killed dozens of people. My bad, not dozens, but hundreds of thousands. And that don't count. That don't count. And you killed them from the Muslims who was letting them live peacefully under them. You go over there and you just kill them outright. But y'all the more peaceful ones, though. Like I said, bro, it's bro, y'all really need to get up on history, bro, because y'all are ignorant.
Post it, alexjoneslive.com. So if you're not on Rumble or X, just share it from there. Those URLs. That'll get around the censors, alexjoneslive.com. But you're welcome. It all belongs to you. This is all free to air, non-exclusive license of the world, meaning it's my show, your show, the owners of the Alex Jones Network show, but it belongs to you to edit, re-upload, play the whole thing, put it on your YouTube, put it on your Instagram, just get it out there. And more, it's not being censored, it's just getting out there because I'm a moderate nowadays.
Bro, and here's a crazy thing, brother. Elm. Here's a crazy thing. I mean, Jesus, right? Jesus was closer to a Muslim than a Christian. Let's just keep it real. I mean, what did Jesus call our Lord? What did Jesus call our Heavenly Father? Do you even know? He spoke Aramaic. So he called our Heavenly Father Allah. So it's bro, he referenced a God the same way the Muslims do. He prayed to God on his knees, head down to the ground. Same way the Muslims do. So... be real with you, bro. It's really it's really kind of crazy to kind of radicalize Islam when I'm be real with you. Seems like Islam might be the closest thing to what Christ was teaching. Well, and that's if you actually read all of the gospels. Now, you know, even the ones that the Council of Nicaea left out, which I'm be real, just one of the reasons why I can't do Christianity as much as I do love Christians. This is why I can't do it, is because it's like, hold on. So y'all just let this council come together and tell you guys what books you can and can't read, what books is and is not canon, and who the hell are they to say this? Why the hell are you letting them like pick and choose what you read? Like the words of Jesus that you hear. I just never understood that. But no Christians have been able to explain it. It's kind of just blindly going along. And that's where I kind of just give up on it. Because I'm just like, well, it is your faith. So, and I'm not going to poke at your faith. And I respect your faith. So I'll leave it alone.
Compared to a lot of people. I'm the same guy I was 30 years ago, the same guy I was 5 years ago. You tune into those shows, same information. And it's damn accurate. So that's a big deal. Now, I don't like Hillary Clinton, and she's all been for regime change, but now she knows how popular it is to be anti-Israel. She's been coming out saying Netanyahu's crazy back then, tried to trick her into wars, even though she was supporting it. And she says, and it's true, Trump wasn't even briefed on the Strait of Hormuz. They've said that. They never even thought about that. Now Trump knows he was set up. And it doesn't, when I say this, it doesn't take away from Trump's mistake. It's about ending the war. It's about not having Israel control our foreign policy and domestically as well. And it's about trying to get Trump to stop doing the bad policies he's doing. Somehow there's this weird thing I see all over the place where, oh, look, you're back on the Trump train. What does that mean? That doesn't even make sense. I don't care about Trump calling me low IQ and all the rest of it and attacking me when I warned him of all this and said he's being set up. I don't expect to get a fruit basket at Christmas or a thank you card. I don't care about that. I care about stopping the war, having Trump's recovery plan work, and not going into the Great Reset, and having the UN launch with the WEF new virus releases and new lockdowns. I'm trying to fight the AI takeover in the data centers. I'm trying to mobilize humanity. And I don't care if you're black, white, Jewish, Christian, whatever you are. If you agree with me, we should get together and be against this. It's a big tent. But this is how unpopular Israel is. And then the fact is, Hillary usually lies. What she's saying here is true. You can look it up. Trump, they never even discussed the Strait of Hormuz. It wasn't even looked at. And later when they closed, he said, well, I'll open that up right away. It's easy. But in the interview with Axios, he says, well, that's only 18 miles wide. They've got all their missiles and all their artillery and stuff we can't stop up close. They can just destroy any ship.
You really think I've been lied to, dog? I mean, you know what? I do want to have a conversation with some of these anti-Islam guys. Because every time I have a conversation with you guys, I kind of just expose your ignorance of the entire religion. But I mean, look, if you want to come up, I'll be happy to have the conversation with you.
They want thousands of missiles flying. They can keep it close. So we've got to end this. Wow. Yeah, we got to go back to where it was before you got snookered into it. It's literally word for word what I've been saying before Midnight Hammer. And by the way, tonight's the summer solstice, the longest light of the year. And this is when they launched Midnight Hammer last year. We were told total victory, total success. And I said, they're getting us into full war. This is just getting Trump to stick his toe in the water. This is a setup. And, oh, you're a panicking. When it didn't go to full war, I said, well, that's the plan. You watch. We'll be there in the next year. And I was right. I know what I'm talking about. Look at the record. And I only say that so people will listen to me next time. I know a lot of people do, and the majority of you understand that, but I'm not just making stuff up here. We have all the clips of Trump delivering an address to the nation on June 21st, 2025, announcing total, let's put it back on screen, total obliteration of Iran's nuclear sites after U.S. strike, total success. And I said, watch, they're going to double back and tell him it's not a success, even though it overall was. Definitely degraded him. And now here we are. A year later, and we've been in a war for 115 days that's destroyed the world economy.
Yeah.
And its recovery. Still might be time to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, he completely kind of walked back the whole affordability agenda. And all he can really point to is the stock market. I mean, bro, that's because inflation is going up. So, of course, assets are going up. But I mean, affordability is getting worse for Americans. I mean, inflation's at 4.2%. Wages only at 3.6. AKA, we're in the hole, guys. Inflation is outpacing wages. This is one of the reasons why I was so against Trump going into this, because it's just like, dog, it's obvious. This is going to make things more expensive for your everyday American. And I'm not even sure he'll be able to recover in time for the midterms. And I'm still not sure if he'll be able to. He might
So
just
here's
cook
Hillary
himself
saying,
on
oh,
that.
you might want to know about the Strait before you do that. Because he was so set up, it lets this witch dunk on Trump. But it's true what she's saying. Here it is.
Enhance our security and our other interests, particularly our economic interests. I was stunned when reporting started coming out about conversations in the White House, because in the years I was on the Senate Armed Services Committee and I was Secretary of State, anytime we talked about Iran, any kind of war game scenario that we discussed, among the very first questions was, what if they close the Strait of Hormuz? What do we do? And then from the reporting, it sounded as though that just hadn't been really discussed, or at least not brought to the highest levels of the administration.
And again, if you go back to March 1st, that special 3-hour Saturday show I did that is totally evergreen on X and on Rumble and at alexjoneslive.com, I went through what was going to happen, what was going to unfold, the least worst case to the worst case. And I said, I hope a few months into this, Trump.
One week, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, look, man, he can get out of this and we can still recover in time for the midterms, or he can keep this going. He can go up the escalation ladder and the entire Middle East gets decimated. The worst case scenario was that Trump actually does go all in on Iran, start bombing power plants, bridges, recklessly bombing people. And then Iran just going to commit to taking out energy infrastructure and water desalination centers throughout the Middle East. So a massive fuel crisis and a massive drought and mass famine all could have happened if this would have got to the extreme.
Figures it out. Israel's going to go after his ass, say he's a traitor, pull out all the stops domestically with their control of much of Congress. But they're going to say Trump's been defeated and the Iranians won. Just ignore that and move on, because if you keep it closed even longer, total destruction of your recovery. And the longer you let them sucker you into gambling in this, the longer it's going to go and the worse it's going to be. And so Trump's taking the middle way. On a scale of 1 to 10, this is like a 3, how bad it is. And each month that goes by becomes a 4, a 5, a 6, and it just gets worse from there. So if you're driving off a cliff, slam the brakes on, and we're right there at the edge of the cliff, and looks like the bus ain't going to go over maybe. Still going to have some pain. Remember what he said back at the time? We've totally obliterated their uranium. They don't have a program anymore. And I said, no, they've already gotten the enriched uranium out. From all our intel, they have stuff to make bombs. They don't have the delivery systems properly done yet. That's all confirmed all over the news now. Here's Witkoff in March, 2 days into it. Iranians were 10 days away from building a nuclear weapon. They have 460 kilograms of enriched uranium. What have I been telling you? People go, oh, God, that's Israeli lies. See, you're saying they needed a strike. No, it's like North Korea. You can't stop them. You got to make a deal. Or you go to full ground war with them.
Thank you. I'm glad he came to the same conclusion I did. It's like, look, bro, it's either you make a deal with these guys or you just go balls to the wall and try to stop them from making a nuke. There's only 2 ways this get done, guys. Either you accept Iran possibly getting a nuke, or we go balls to the wall and destabilize the entire country. And maybe put our own leader in there to, stop the stabilization. But let's just keep it real. It's only 2 options we got. If Iran was really going towards a nuke, just like when we found out North Korea was, and yeah, we found out before they got to it, and there was 2 choices. Let them get to it and make a deal, or go put boots on the ground in North Korea and just fuck around and find out. And I'm gonna be real with you, the fuck around and finding out part wouldn't have been the best thing.
March, 2 days into it. Iranians were 10 days away from building a nuclear weapon. They have 460 kilograms of enriched uranium. What have I been telling you? People go, oh, God, that's Israeli lies. See, you're saying they needed a strike. No, it's like North Korea. You can't stop them. You got to make a deal. Or you go to full ground war with them, and we couldn't beat Vietnam. The numbers are for the Pentagon. It'll be the worst quagmire ever. You want a national draft? You want to send 1 million troops in? It's probably what it would take.
You might want to watch yourself, buddy. The Constitution allows us. The Constitution allows us to have this freedom. Not just you, buddy, not just you. And here's the thing, it's not just you who protects the Constitution, because at the end of the day, if it's ever threatened on the homeland, we'll stand up as well. I do hate how military guys kind of have that attitude of, oh, well, you owe us this, that, and the third. And bro, we thank you, but we're not going to kiss your ass. Like, sorry. Go look for that somewhere else. All right. Maybe your family's supposed to be doing that for you, not us. But we will respect your service, but we will not kiss your ass. We will not concede to your idiotic arguments. So please, it's not you that allow us to type that bullshit. It's the fact that this is a free country. Like, let's just keep it real here. It's the Constitution that you defend, by the way.
200,000 for Strait of Hormuz. They fired the head of the army when he told Trump that. Said at least 100,000. Strait of Hormuz is their main concentration of suicide fighters.
The people protect the Constitution, because if anything goes against the Constitution, we're supposed to revolt as the people. So you see how you kind of got that mixed up to think it's only the military that protects the Constitution? I mean, don't our judges do it as well? Don't the justice system also protect the Constitution as well? Upholding it as the supreme law of the land? It's not just you, buddy. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, completely forgot. Bro, this is a team sport here, bro. Are you American or not?
Dig them out of the holes with all their anti-aircraft and anti-tank and missiles.
Bro, citizens have died for the Constitution too. Citizens have went into jail and lost their life over protection of the Constitution. So you trying to make one more important than the other is useless. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you guys can't sit there and pretend like you're the only protectors of the Constitution.
It's a damn armed camp. Why have we gone to war with North Korea? We'd probably win in the end, but it'd be a Pyrrhic victory. It'd be a nuclear war. China would get involved. Why do you think we have the 38th parallel or whatever? The war never ended. We're on a ceasefire with North Korea. So let's go back to Midnight Hammer with all the discussions and declarations of success. And I was saying, this is the camel's nose of the 10 flap. They're going to say they didn't get rid of it.
Me too, Dad, I guess, bro. We all protect the Constitution, I guess. We all do. We're all ready to fight for the Constitution, not just you, buddy.
They're going to say we got to go back in, and that's going to go into full war and regime change, because that's what Israel wanted. It wasn't a hard prediction, but people want to say, how do you know? Shut up, 50D chat. Blah, blah, blah. Now Trump's saying, I was misled. J.D. Vance, I was misled. Yes, you were misled. That's the off-ramp. Blame Netanyahu, who did it, who set us up. You're still partly guilty, but get out of it. Trump envoy Witkoff says Iran claimed it had enough enriched uranium to make 11 bombs. Isn't that funny? What have I been saying for years? Dozens of bombs. Boy, you think I just got that from an Easter bunny? You think I was out in the backyard, a little Easter bunny pop and said, hi, Alex, they can make dozens of bombs. And I went, oh, they can make dozens of bombs years ago. And then now they admit it, and Iran says, yeah, they've already come out and said they built bombs a month ago. They just put them together. They go, oh, no, we don't care about the fatwa of the last mullah. The new mullah says we can make bombs. Magic wand. They already had them. They lied. Yeah. What, you're saying they're bad? Yeah. And we can't beat them unless we're willing to have a full nuclear war, because all the war games say it escalates to that. Got it? Got it? Dog don't hunt. Don't work. Doesn't work. Deepwater Horizon analogy, because everybody knows about that. They were putting $50 million of concrete in the hole, deepest well ever drilled at the time. They'd already hit giant pockets of gas. Their estimates were they were hit one of the biggest deposits ever with huge explosive force. And they called in to the engineers. It all came out in the famous court case. You see that movie, Deepwater Horizon, it's all like word for word from the transcripts, because they were recording those conversations. They make it on the boat and stuff. It wasn't on the rig. It was on the sat phones. And they're literally in Houston going, well, we're a 40-something billion company, and by not spending this money on the mud, they call it mud, it's concrete, to make sure there's all this pressure on top of it so it doesn't blow, we gonna be a $48 billion company. And you hear the actor doing the coon-ass voice. It's actually the executive in the coon-ass voice saying, our British owners say that we gonna do this. And then it blows up just like they said it would. I mean, it's like, it's not gonna work. You can't put piss in a gas tank. You can't piss in your Ford Chevy or Mercedes-Benz, and it will not run on piss.
Oh, weak. I'm trying to stay out the chat, but I ain't gonna lie. Joseph MD low-key cooking you, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Joseph MD low-key cooking you right now. I'm just like, damn, bro. I mean, you ain't had to get that real with him. It's like, bro, say, bro, you were protecting the poppy fields, bro. What Constitution? I'm like, damn, bro. Okay, you ain't got to get that real. Like, damn, he was still fighting for the country. You're like, shoot, he may not have been fighting for the Constitution, but I mean, he was fighting for something.
I mean, this stuff isn't even hard, okay? It isn't going to work. That's not a panicking. That's being on a targeting. That's no one.
And you know what? I'm just going by saying this. I mean, and I'm trying not to be a dick by saying this, but there's just logic here. Is like, you know, nobody was attacking our country. Like nobody was threatening our very way of life. Nobody was trying to take over America. So how was you protecting the Constitution if we weren't under attack and nobody was trying to destroy America? Like nobody was trying to take out our government and destroy our very way of life. But you went over there in other countries and destroyed their very way of life. Do you see why we're kind of on your ass right now? As much as we respect your service, it ain't you trying to say that, oh, well, I'm the only person over here responsible for protecting the Constitution. No, you're not. No, you're not. Dog, this country is in team effort. And if you can understand that, then you're low-key un-American. If you can understand that, yo, while you guys are over here fighting, we're over here making the country work. We're making the economy work. We're making the tools that you guys make. We're making a uniform that you guys wear. I mean, you're completely leaving out the people element to the even why you guys are even able to perform well. Our taxpayer dollars, like did you forget that our taxpayer dollars pay to train you guys? Arm you guys, work you guys out, make you the badasses of America. Did you forget our taxpayer dollars go into that? So I guess we were all in on protecting the Constitution financially and physically. So please.